Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CarterMatt.com.
We are just about 24 hours away from the premiere of Big Brother Canada Season 8. The first episode is just about around the corner. We've got live feeds coming up before long. The coverage on the YouTube channel. The cup is going to be runneth over.
Yep.
But it is now time for a tradition. The Big Brother Canada predictions are here.
Yep, you can see how wrong we'll be.
I will say this. I have been more correct with these than any other predictions that I have done.
Then you will see how wrong I will be.
I'm not saying I've been great at them recently, but I mean, I got Jillian in season 1. I got John Party in season 2.
Well, okay, I got John as well.
So I at least have a slight history here, but throw everything out the window. It is a new season. They have a new crop of people. I think this is a good group. I think the majority of them have some knowledge of the game going in, and I'm fine with a couple of people who are bumbling their way throughout. They add to the entertainment. You want to watch them explore and understand the game and understand what a veto is for the first time. There's humor in that.
And then there's also Chris, my guy from Markham, who is not my pick to win, but is going to be glorious entertainment, I feel.
Chris is going to be a mess. A beautiful, wonderful mess. He is not on my list either, but
Come on, Markham!
What we have done here is each one of us have 3 people that we believe are going to go really far, and of those 3, we each have one person who we are singling out as our individual winner pick. This will be a way to navigate throughout this season. One thing I should note, I do recognize that there are some spoilers being shared throughout social media for... I don't believe you used that as any reference for anything that you did with the predictions. I did not either, so we are basing these just sort of blind on the interviews that are out there, everything that's just the general info about who they are. But all right, before we dive in here, if you do like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we have a lot of Big Brother Canada coming.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to miss out.
No. We want you guys to be all on board with us as we see how terribly wrong our predictions are. But okay. Why don't you kick us off and give you a sense. Who are you feeling entering this season?
Well, I've got 3 people that I want to talk about, but I will end up just picking one winner. So I want to talk about Sheldon. Okay. He's my favorite. I don't know a lot about him yet, just from what I saw in the interviews, but I love that he's going into this. One thing that he said is that he's going to be really adaptable, and that is how you need to be able to play the game depending on who's in the house. And he also mentioned that he's going to be playing the game sort of just more focusing on who's in the house as opposed to the twists that are coming, because he has said that you can't control it, so you have to roll with the punches with that, and he's right. Mm-hmm. So I really like that, and I also really like that he knows what his weaknesses are, and he has a plan for them. He said that he's not a partier, he doesn't drink, that's not a big thing, but he knows how he's going to handle it, and I think that people who are really self-aware of their weaknesses going into this game and are coming in with some kind of plan to be able to not feel like, oh, well, I don't drink and I don't party, so I'm not going to hang out or I'm not going to be part of it and miss out on some of the social game. I mean, I think he's got a good handle on it.
I like Sheldon a lot personality-wise. I think he's interesting.
Yep.
I don't have him at my top because I feel
we're not talking
well, he's a wrestler and he's going to be really, really big and bulky and people are going to just be intimidated by him. And so I think it is that total misnomer of people who feel like...
win.
Yeah, I think they're just really, really worried about how threatening he could be, even if not all the challenges could suit him. But... the person who I think is probably my sentimental favorite is Hira, who I like so much about him. I think he has this really infectious personality. He's super likable. He's a family guy. I just think people in the house are going to be really, really drawn to him. And I think he's going to have a really good social game. I'm putting him in my top 3 mostly because I feel attached to him. I don't ultimately think that he's going to win. I just think people are going to look at him and are just going to think, okay, if he makes it to the end, he's going to have so many friends. People are going to want to give him the money. You know, he's already at a point in his life where he's got other people he has to think about that can put a target on your back. But I just think he's going to be playing a very different game from a lot of other people. I think he's going to work a lot based on trust and relationships and honesty and integrity. These things don't often lead to much in a Big Brother game, but I think it could get him reasonably far. And with each passing day, I grow a little bit more optimistic for his odds. Not to win per se, but to at least make it to the final 4, maybe the final 3.
Yeah, I kind of worry when he said he wants to play an honest game. I understand wanting to go into this house and play an honest game. I've heard it from other people before. It is just really difficult to do something like that and make it all the way to the end. But I could see his playing this sort of social game where people really confide in him and want to be around him. He just has a really good energy, that bringing him pretty far, and then people start sleeping on him and not realizing that he's going to be a problem until it's too late and he's too far into the game. I could see that happening with him.
That is what I'm rooting for with you, Hira. May lure them into a sense of self-security that they don't feel like you're going to come after them, and then you make your move.
All right, so we are also going to talk about Vanessa. And Vanessa, I think, is someone who might be on your list as well. She is someone that I just think is going to have a good run in this house. She is small but athletic, so I think she's going to do really well in challenges. I think she's going to do really well in endurance. I think she's going to be really friendly. She comes across as sort of very friendly, really positive. That's a nice thing to have in the house, especially the Big Brother house, because it does get kind of negative. And to have somebody that has that kind of positivity and that attitude can really help bring up the morale. And that's really important in this game, to have somebody like Vanessa in this game. So with her, I think she's going to be able to win some challenges. I think people are going to want to keep her around because she feels like a personality that just being around her, you feel better. That I think that's going to take her really far in the game.
Since we're on Vanessa, I will talk about her here, but with also saying that Vanessa is my winner pick for this season. I think I mean, there are elements of her game I'm worried about. I'm going to throw that out there. I worry that because she is a little bit from a smaller community, maybe she's not going to be used to dealing with all the different personalities that are there. But we've also seen people like John Party, who's from Newfoundland, go on there and manage to show that just his likable ability to relate to other people, to bring people into him. Like, you can still do very, very well and not be from a big city in Big Brother Canada. I do also like her challenge ability. I think she really knows this game very, very well. But it doesn't seem like she's going to go in there with the trumpet, just like proclaiming it left and right. Hey, I'm a super duper fan. I know everything there is to know. I think she's going to be smarter than that. I think she's going to get alliances going. People aren't going to target her. And then I think come Final 5, Final 6, I think she can win competitions at that point if she needs to. And even if she doesn't, people will underestimate her. She will be sneaky. She will get to the end. And if she gets to the end, just write her the check because she's just so likable that she's going to pull it off. I believe in you, Vanessa. You can do this. Make it happen. And then, I don't know. I'll come and extol the virtues of PEI, even though I've never actually been there. But anyway, Vanessa's my winner pick.
All right. So who have you got next?
All right. So this, I guess, would be my probable runner-up here. And I thought a lot about who I kind of wanted to be in this spot, because I feel like it's going to be someone who is a part of a Final 2, but maybe both parts of this Final 2 didn't make it there. I'm not saying it has to be a showmance, but I felt like, okay, is Rianne going to be working with someone and maybe her alliance partner gets cut at 4 or 5 and she sneaks to Final 2?
Yeah.
But then I sort of thought about it a lot more, and I was like, okay, I don't think 2 people from kind of smaller towns are going to be at the very end together. I feel like it's going to be someone who's from more of a big city. And eventually I kind of settled here on Madeline being my second place finisher because, she's a substitute teacher, so she's used to being around a lot of people, including some who are rather childish, to put it lightly. She's fairly athletic. I think she'll do well in a lot of challenges. I think she could command a few different votes at the end of it. I mean, her personality, it's not as immediately striking to me as Vanessa's is, and I think that's going to give Vanessa the edge, but I just feel like some of the women this season are going to do really, really well. I think especially after the Pretty Boys just dominated, I think there's going to be a real movement to get rid of a lot of the bros fairly early on, and you're going to see a lot of women working together. I'm not saying there's going to be this big all-female alliance or anything like that, but I think we'll see a major course correction. I think we'll see a lot of women play really, really hard, and so Madeline, Vanessa, that is my final two. With Madison, with Madeline, we've been doing too much Bachelor stuff as of late. She's going to be in second place.
Okay, so who I want to win is Sheldon. I'm just going to put that out there because I didn't put it out there. Sheldon's the person I want to win, and I think he's going to go far, and I think he could win.
Okay.
But the person I actually think is probably going to win is going to be John Luke. He's just... he's a nice guy. He's a social guy. He's a journalist, so I'm sure he's talked to a lot of people over time and has sort of built up those social skills. He's athletic, and I could easily see him getting into some sort of a showmance. I can see him getting along with people. So if he's able to kind of have a showmance plus have some other people that he gets along with, that can bring him to the end. I've just seen it happen so many times on Big Brother that I could see that happening with John Luke. I think that he's going to be the winner of Big Brother, but I would like to see the winner of Big Brother be Sheldon. He's my guy. I really like him.
I think John Luke is a pretty good pick. I think he is someone who... He's probably going to be under the radar a little bit in the early going. He's not the most alpha of some of the alpha bros that are there. I think he's probably going to get stronger as the game goes along. I did think about him a lot, and I've certainly, even back when we did the cast breakdown, I had him as one of the guys I was the most confident about. I think I'm leaning more towards Hira now just because I want Hira to make it further than John Luke, just because I like him more, but...
I like Hira, too.
Yeah, I just feel like John Luke's probably going to make it pretty far, but this is sort of the thing sometimes about Big Brother and Big Brother Canada. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of people who, on the outside, we can look at them and be like, okay, you guys are going to do great. And then we can look at other people and be like, and this is I should call this just like the Josh Martinez rule, where we look at somebody like him and be like, all right, you're the first out. And then they end up winning the whole season. So that really is that anything can happen rule with Big Brother sometimes.
It's true. But there are a couple of things that do come into play pretty often, like showmances being able to get pretty far if people don't take their shot when they need to. People that are really likable, people end up sleeping on that, man. And charisma can win the game, and we've seen that with Dr. Will, and we've seen that with Dan. I mean, charisma is a thing. So I've just seen some of that with John Luke, and I think he's going to be dangerous.
Okay, so that we have put our predictions out there into the world. There's no taking them back now.
Sheldon.
We will see exactly. Yeah, I mean, luckily, I feel like my winner pick and the person I'm rooting for are the same in Vanessa. I mean, Hira's really high up there too, but I'm excited to just get to this season. It's longer than usual. There's probably going to be some unexpected twists. I'm interested to learn more about Canada's vote, but for now... Who do you guys want to see win Big Brother Canada Season 8? Give us your predictions in the comments, and if you do like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the Cardomat store. And we'll see you here next time for more premiere coverage.